What's up, guys? It's Carson back here from Toxic Gaming, and today, guys, we have our first team for the first round of the playoffs. I know it got delayed a week, but that was just because we was literally to the last second for when we actually knew who was going to be in the playoffs, and so we decided just to delay it a week. Gave you guys a free for all that, seemed pretty fun. Pretty fun from what we did. And this is going to be for this battle against Jim, Meath Mamoswines. If you remember him back from week 3, I want to say, because I think for our teams, it's the week 3, 4, and 5 teams that we face that are all in the playoffs with us. But that's the team we have today. Again, he has a Mega Gyarados. I just had it in my head. Mew, Volcarona. He traded for Thundurus. He had Breloom originally, but he traded for Thundurus Incarnate. Fortress. I'm doing this off memory. It sucks. Florges, Nidoking, and then Tyrantrum, Meloetta, and Cofagrigus, and Ludicolo, Malamar, and Rotom-w. That's his team. I did it off memory because I've been staring at it for like 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out another team to beat him, because we lost to him during the regular season in the last 2 turns that I feel like we could have played better. But this is the team I see that we maybe could do it just a little different tweaks than from our last team. We have Mega Venusaur here with Thick Fat, Giga Drain, Hidden Power, Fire, Sludge Bomb, and Leech Seed with 80 in HP and 252 in defense. Wait, why do I have nothing else? Why is my HP? Oops. I don't know why it was literally nothing. That was weird. I don't know why I didn't have the full EVs. I'd never even noticed that. But anyway, this is the Venusaur we have. Basically max physically bulky Venusaur. Kind of a play on the one we had last week against, or not last week, 2 weeks ago for the last battle of the regular season with Trav, being able to be the bulky, pissing people off Venusaur. But instead of having both Sleep Powder and Leech Seed, I went Hidden Power Fire just so that his Fortress can't come in and just completely wall the shit out of us and just set up spikes constantly, because that would be annoying. Yes, we could Leech Seed him and get that back, but still, it would be annoying to not be able to touch him really super effectively at all. We have Venusaur here as physically bulky for the reason of being, I want to take as many Earthquakes, Head Smashes, or even Waterfalls or Ice Fangs, and stuff like that from his Mega Gyarados and his Tyrantrum. They're their 2 biggest physical threats, and I feel like Venusaur can kind of check them both. It's just I have to take the Earthquakes as well as I can, and then either Leech Seed them or Giga Drain them back. One of those 2 things for those. But that's really all Venusaur's are here to do. The Malamar can kind of fuck over Venusaur with a Psycho Cut, but he hasn't brought it in our match last week. He hasn't brought it much, even though he has kind of had a wide variety of his team. He just hasn't brought it much since we've done it. So that's why I don't know if we're gonna see it or not. But as we're moving on, we got Victini here. Victini, the Brow is coming back. Basically, we're bringing back the subset. It still works really well. V-Create, U-Turn, Bolt Strike, and Substitute. I got a few questions like why run both U-Turn and Substitute, and it's basically that I'm not forced to put that sub first turn. Like if I need to U-turn out to somebody else, I always have that opportunity to switch out on someone else. It's better to me to have that opportunity than to just have a move like Zen Headbutt or Power Up Punch or something that maybe doesn't do the coverage that we need or that we already don't have. But with this Victini spread, we have 80 in HP, 252 attack, and then 176 with a Jolly Nature and Speed. Now we did the Speed Calcs, and this outspeeds a timid max speed Meloetta, which Meloetta is going to be rough. Like, Meloetta is going to not tear through the team, but it has the potential to. And so we really got to be able to outspeed the Meloetta and kill with Victini as soon as possible, and that's why we put the spread it is. And we could then have at least a little more HP around with the substitutes. If we can basically get behind a sub, we can hit him with 2 V-Creates and not worry about it. That's going to be the best part. Okay, we're back. I thought I heard somebody at my door, but I guess I wasn't. I thought I heard somebody not. But that was with just Victini. As we're going back now to Rotom-w, our next, the sprite did a little bit for a minute. That was weird. But we got Rotom-w here with Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, and Hidden Power Ice. 248 HP, 60 defense, and then a 200 special defense with a Calm Nature. I wanted Rotom-w to be more kind of our specially bulky mon this week. Usually we always run physical. Well, this week I wanted to kind of switch its role to specially because of that Thundurus. Now, I know Rotom-w isn't the best to take on Thundurus, as Thunderbolt from him will still hurt a lot, but we can still hit pretty hard back with Hidden Power Ice and scare him out with that. We can still take hits from the Meloetta. We can take hits from a Florges, from the Nidoking, we can take those hits and hit and really threaten them back hard with it. So I feel like Rotom is really going to be kind of the wall that has to stay around the most, and that's why I gave it Citrus Berry. Could have gave it Leftovers, but then Victini wouldn't. I think Leftovers worked better on Victini than on Rotom, but to each his own. I hope this Rotom works out pretty well. We still have Willow in case so we can try to get a burn on the Tyrantrum, maybe, or catch it coming in. Maybe get a burn on the Gyarados. You know, something can be burned, and that won't be a problem. But then we finally, the first appearance on coming in the playoffs is Wayne Tech, our Crobat, our Black Sludge, Infiltrator, Brave Bird, Taunt, U-Turn, and Defog Crobat with 24 HP, 252 Adamant attack, and then 232 speed. Now, Crobat's going to fill about 2 to 3 different roles, I'm going to say. Crobat here can completely one-shot Volcarona with Brave Bird. 99% of the time, Volcarona does not have any HP investment. It's speed and attacking, and he basically has to have that speed to be able to kind of outspeed our own Victini, or be able to outspeed a Choice Scarfed Victini with one boost. So I'm not really too worried about that. But the Brave Bird can completely one-shot while he can't touch us with anything unless he has like Hidden Power Rock or something. The other moves with Taunt and Defog, basically Taunt is here to completely shut down Fortress. He's brought the Fortress before, and that's usually his only real set of hazard users, and he also has Mew as well, but Mew usually doesn't have a Psychic type move on him. He's not run him with a Psychic type move. It's usually been Knockoff or Aura Sphere or Drain Punch, something along those lines, but not a Psyshock, Zen Headbutt, or a Psychic. So I'm not really that afraid of having Crobat in there to taunt him, to stop maybe a Defog, stop him from roosting, stop him from setting up his own rocks, things like that. And then I can Defog away as I really need to. If I need to Defog, because he does have that Fortress, again, can set up so many hazards so quickly that Defog needs to be on the team somewhere, and Crobat would have felt like the best user for it. And my plan with Crobat is to lead in with this thing, throw a taunt if the Fortress is our first thing we see, and then U-turn out into Venusaur, as he may go for a Gyro Ball. That's not going to do anything to Venusaur. He's done before Explosion Fortress before, and if he does that, then that's not even doing anything to Venusaur. So with Crobat here, the U-turn will break his Sturdy as well, but I don't know if he'll have leftovers to counteract that. I don't really remember if that would work, if it would work by the Calx number, but then Venusaur could completely one-shot with a Hidden Power Fire if Sturdy's broken. So that can completely shut down the Fortress. Also, with us being able to Defog and taunt things as well, it will force him, like once Crobat's gone, if we have any rocks up, he then will be forced to Defog. So like that's the thing, is like we're not guaranteed to Defog. That's just there if we need it. And Taunt and U-turn are just going to basically come in, pick something off, and come back out. This 232 speed is to completely outspeed a timid 252 a Thundurus. This thing, unless Thundurus goes for Thunder Wave, which it's known to happen, this thing is going to outspeed the Thundurus no matter what. And that's just basically to come in, and usually I would try to predict it with having Rotom and Flygon, as I'll talk about Flygon later, to predict that Thunder Wave. If he really thinks that and he tries to just go for like a Thunderbolt or Hidden Power Ice to kill this thing, I will outspeed, and I can at least hit it with a Brave Bird if I'm gonna die anyway, or I can U-turn out and get something better in, like Venusaur, hell, even like Flygon itself to come in and take a Thunderbolt. So something like that. That's why I have the speed where it is. We didn't really need max speed and give that little bit of extra bulk with HP, as much as it really is gonna matter with Crobat. But next up, we got Blue Ranger the Bisharp coming back for another week with Expert Belt, with Iron Head, Stealth Rock, Sucker Punch, and Knockoff, with 212 HP, 252 Adamant attack, and 44 in speed. This is our only hazard setter on the team. I'll tell you that right now. And I had the original idea of going with Assault Vest, like how we did 2 weeks ago with the Latios, and treating kind of that Mew exactly like the Latios and not have him put rocks up at all. But I talked it over with a few people, and we thought the Stealth Rocks would be needed more, because it turns like Victini's V-Creates from being like a 58 chance to one-hit KO to one-shotting. Turns Earthquakes from Flygon from a 58 chance to one-shotting. Turns things like that just in from kind of can be an OHKO to completely destroying him. So that's why we wanted to have Stealth Rocks, and this was the only one on our team at the moment that could get Stealth Rocks. And really, it doesn't matter too much. There's nothing, like even if he brings in the Fortress, if it's still around, to Rapid Spin him away, I can knock off on that thing and then just easily hard switch right out to Venusaur and kill with a Hidden Power Fire. Not too worried about it. The Meloetta is still going to be a trouble with this thing, and so will be Nidoking, but Nidoking will probably go for the Earth Power, and we can go into Flygon, Crobat, or Rotom to take the Earth Power, Earthquakes. Oh, excuse me when I burped. And then we do have the 44 speed to outspeed a base defensive Florges. Usually you never see Florges with any type of real speed investment, and so we just want to be able to outspeed him and be able to hit him with an Iron Hit first. Maybe if we weren't going to like live a next hit or a Moonblast. I don't think Moonblast does too much to us, and Iron Hit with Expert Belt does a lot more. So that's why we have the speed where it is with Bisharp. He's here to put up rocks, hopefully early or late game, so that they count for that Volcarona coming in and the Thundurus and things like that, and we can keep him from we can almost bait him into his own defogs if he has the Mew around. Bait him to defog on us with a Defiant and having having Stealth Rocks right there, and then having Defiant. Like, if we want a defog, fucking do it. I don't care. I'll take the boost. That's how I feel Bisharp's gonna play this match. And finally, to round off the team, really, this Flygon Goggles has shown this entire season since we picked him up in the free agency that he's going to be our choice scarf for now. Like, he needs that extra boost of speed. He gets that little bit. He's able to stay around to the very end and just outrage and Earthquake everything. And we have U-Turn again just to get that extra switch initiative. And then we have Superpower. And Superpower is really only here for the Mega Gyarados and for, oh, it hits one more of his mons. I think it hits the Meloetta for neutral damage. I want to say it hits for neutral. But it's mainly just here so as we can hit that Gyarados with something. I want to say he has to be at +2. He has to have 2 Dragon Dances up with the Gyarados to outspeed Flygon. It's either that, because I know at +1, because Gyarados speed is base 81, at +1 he's not going to outspeed a Choice Scarf Flygon, and we can kill with Superpower. Or we can 2-shot him with Superpower. So there's something like that, and that he would have to take that extra turn if he is +1 to Dragon Dance again, and we can get that heavy hit. We can even U-turn out and get that heavy hit on him, and then come in with something maybe like Venusaur, who's going to eat the hits up anyway, or come in with something like Crobat, who will completely outspeed even a +2 Venusaur, or a +2 Crobat, or Crobat will outspeed a +2 Mega Gyarados. I'm pretty sure. I'm speed calcs, as you guys know, aren't my thing. But that's what this Flygon's here to do, just to stick in the back like it usually does, and then come in and just pump moves out. Depending on his lead that he would have in the game, Flygon might be our secondary lead, just to come in with a U-turn right first turn, maybe, if he doesn't have the Fortress, if he has the Mew instead, and really hit it with that U-turn first turn, and then bring in something like a Crobat to force him to switch out, or if we bring in then Bisharp, and then make him try to play pursuit games, like stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what we can do. This is the team we got. So guys, again, the first round of the playoffs is this Thursday. I can't wait to see the support for this. Jim is a great battler with the Meath Mamoswines. Dan and Judy are the other two, and they're going at it too. I can't wait to see who, if we win, who we face in the next week after this. But it's going to be really interesting. Let me know what you guys think about the team down below and what you think our chances are for the playoffs. So with that, I'm going to get up on out of here. So thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson Toxic Gaming. And as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys. I just want those damn rocks away. Because now this might also go against him that we're not choiced. I feel like this is like my fucking French class. I don't know what the hell's going on. Parlez-vous, Francis?